I'm out here with Nambe and we have an update. So Nambe is an incredible mare. Check her out. She's extremely friendly, like extremely kind, very loving, very in your pocket. She does have fear still, you know, if like you move your hand too fast around her. That all being said, let's show them. She has developed severe allergies since she got here, and I'm going to show you her shoulder. See her shoulder. So she's getting these extremely large welts, and it's very uncomfortable. They're all along her belly, they're along her main line and her chest, and I was cutting out grain at first thinking we'll just keep her on hay. That didn't do anything. I got a new kind of hay and changed her hay specifically over. That didn't do anything. I had a vet appointment for her yesterday, and he's a Chinese medicine vet. And, you know, basically he's like, yeah, you know, I can give you herbs to get the welts to come down, but she's probably allergic to something in the environment because she didn't have any of this stuff when she was in Texas. That being said, when I purchased her to save her life, that was really my main goal, was to save her life. I knew that she had more life to live, and I wanted to spend a really long time with her and get to know her, and my circumstances have changed since I purchased her. So my bandwidth, which was totally different 2 months ago, is now very limited just due to some personal circumstances. So when all of this allergy stuff started coming up for her, I started intuitively feeling like maybe this isn't my horse. Maybe my role was just to save her life and then find her forever loving home, which is extremely hard for me to do, but I can do it. So I called a neighbor friend of mine, and she has a similar setup like I do, just like a bunch of open land, and then she has a round pen already set up to integrate new horses into her herd. And I called her, I called a few people and just said, you know, does anyone want an incredibly beautiful 13-year-old, you know, 14-hand Palomino angel for free, as long as it's a great, loving, nurturing environment. And I felt like a time pressure on it, just because she is really uncomfortable. Like the hives and stuff, I have not been able to get them to go away. I gave her some Banamine yesterday and they went down a little bit, but when I take her out for walks and stuff, she's just itching everywhere, and it's she's requiring a lot of medical care, you know, and potential environmental shifts, and I don't have that right now, unfortunately. So that's when the community comes in, and Sandy agreed to take her and, you know, have her in her round pen and get her integrated into her herd. And she may keep her, she may find her another home. I'm gonna also be involved, you know, and help with the place that she ends up landing in permanently, because it's obviously going to be a very loving and sweet environment. So that's the update on Nambe. I'm about to trailer her like not even a half a mile down the road, and her topography on her land is completely different than mine. We have completely different weeds and grasses. So my hope is that after living over there for a week, all of her inflammation and welts are gone. That's our prayer. And the woman that's taking her is also a horse herbalist, so she knows how to make poultices and treat her in a way. I'm not gonna lie, I feel kind of heartbroken. These bot flies. Sorry, Nambe. Okay. These bot flies could be annoying her too. So I will keep you guys posted on where she ends up, and I'm gonna keep an eye on her. I'm just happy that she's gonna start feeling some physical relief. Like, I felt selfish wanting to keep her on the property, to be honest, because I would wake up and I'd look at her and I'd hope to see some swelling go down, and it wasn't going down, and I just kept feeling like she's not gelling with the environment. If she was meant to be here, she would be integrating into the environment and it would be healthy for her, and it's kind of going the opposite direction. And none of my other horses have an issue with this environment. So I'll have more information in 2 weeks after she's on a different property and we've seen, like, how does her body respond to that new environment, and I will keep you guys posted. So thank you for tuning in. And you know, she picked me, I saved her, now she's picking a new ranch. I feel a little rejected to be honest. I feel like why couldn't have this just worked out? Why couldn't her body just fit in here? But I want to do what's best for her, not what's best for my attachments and my emotions. So, thanks, guys. Good morning, guys. I have an update on Nambe. So she went to a neighbor friend's pasture 2 days ago now. And instead of putting her in a round pen, this woman has like a herd of 9 in one large, 30-acre pasture, and then a herd of 2 in like a 10-acre pasture. And we decided just to kind of turn her out with the other 2 horses. And I wish I would have brought my camera. I'm sorry I didn't take video because it was really, really beautiful. But basically, I hauled her over there and we turned her out. And this pasture, it's 10 acres, but then it has these 2 huge ponds. And Nambe was just running around. She was so happy. It was so beautiful to watch her, check everything out and look so happy. Excuse me. And the other 2 horses, there's going to be an integration period, but they were curious, they were kind, there was no fighting or anything. And Nambe immediately went and played in one of the ponds, and she was just galloping and whinnying, and she looked free. She looked like she got her wings. And it was really beautiful to see her. And this woman's land is like all tall grasses, like she can cut her own hay. Mine is like weeds, not weeds in the sense of like, it's just native plants. It's not tall grasses. And a lot of the native plants make my legs itchy and stuff. So I am feeling really good about what's going on. And the way that things have already unfolded for her, it just confirmed that my decision to find her a different forever home was the right one. So I moved her to my neighbor's just 2 days ago. And then yesterday, which was just one day after I had moved her, she called me and she was like, I think I already found the home for her. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, no way. She's like, yeah, it's a local guy. He's only 10 minutes from us and he has 2 10-acre pastures, and they currently only have 1 older mare who needs a friend. And it's an older guy who's been around horses his whole life. He's very gentle, very soft kind of a guy. So the perfect energy to take on a horse like Nambe. And he's got 2 little grandkids that love to come over and like brush the horses and feed them treats and give them love and attention. I just thought, I was like, there couldn't have been a more perfect situation. Like, she's gonna live out on on 10 to 20 acres. She's going to have one mare best friend, and then she's going to have little kids coming and giving her snacks and pets and love and grooming her. And this all happened in like a 48-hour period. So as soon as I made that decision, and I feel like when you're in the grace of God or you're following divine intuition, this is kind of how things unfold. Is it's just really easy. There's no pushing it. There's no worrying. It's like the doors just open and things slide in. And that's Nambe, manifesting her destiny. And I had this feeling when I called that neighbor, because she's been in this area for over 45, 50 years. I've only been here like 3.5. So she knows like everyone. And I kind of just had this sense that if Nambe was in her care, she would be able to find Nambe that forever home. And I thought that was a safer bet for Nambe than me doing like a Craigslist ad and just trying to find someone and vet them through a few phone calls. Like, my neighbor knows this guy. She's known him for over 30 years. She knows Nambe's going to be safe and cared for. And that's the kind of confidence I wanted in Nambe's next home, and we totally got it. I don't know if you can hear Moonji. Moonji, come here, baby. Come here, Moonji Bun. Come here, Moonji Bun. Come here, baby. So that is the unfolding of Nambe's story right now. It was such a whirlwind for me. Buying her and then having to wait 30 days to get to hug her, that was challenging. She had to be in quarantine for 30 days. Good boy, Moonj. And, getting her here and she's just such a love. Like, I just say her name in my head and I feel so much love. And I get to pet her and bring her carrots right now over the fence. Like, when I go get my mail, I drive by the pasture she's in, and I get to see her until she moves to her new home. And my neighbor is going to keep her there for a couple of weeks and just let her chill so she's not being moved so much. Like, she got moved to that livestock auction center. We don't know what was going on with her life before that. We know that auction center was obviously, it's traumatizing for any horse. Doesn't matter how good they run it. It's just traumatizing to be taken from where you were living and put into this busy environment and then be auctioned off. Like, can you imagine? So when she got here, she was really nervous, and she was only with me for 2 weeks. So we're hoping that she can stay on my neighbor's land for at least 3 weeks, totally decompress, get her feet under her, and then move her for her forever home. So that's the plan. I will keep you guys updated as I have updates. And it was a really good practice for me of non-attachment and doing what's best, for the overall herd. I think because my life was so different when I bought her, and then a really big circumstance came about, and it changed how I'm operating in my life now, and everything unfolded perfectly, right? It really did. And so I want my energy to be devoted to my other 4 horses as much as possible. I don't want them to feel neglected. And I think if I would have tried to keep Nambe here and keep focusing on her health stuff and keep doing all that, it wasn't really fair to the other horses. And had my circumstances not changed like it did, this might have been a different scenario with all of us. But I feel a lot of peace and a lot of love and a lot of gratitude in my heart that I even got to be with her for just 2 weeks. She's such a special horse, and she has such a huge personality. It's just like, it's so cool to be in her presence. I feel blessed I got to be in her presence. I feel honored I got to save her life. I feel honored I got to give her to a new loving home. It was just a very, very, very fulfilling experience, even though it didn't unfold in a way that I had thought of it ever would. So thank you guys for all your love and support. And I definitely will be doing this again when, it would probably be sometime late next year when I get all settled and figured out from my big life changes that are going on right now. But if anyone is ever interested in rescuing a kill lot horse, it is extremely fulfilling. I mean, it's just like, it feels like my soul was being nourished with divine love, and every action I took felt nourishing, and it didn't really matter what the outcome was in the end. It was like the journey of doing it and us being together for however long we had. So I still highly recommend that people shop from kill lots, or however you want to shop. You can buy a bred horse and spend money. I have zero judgment on how people obtain horses. I just pray that they all get treated with love and kindness. So love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.